What's up, guys? Welcome back. Non-fight week is over. We are finally here at fight week. So, without further ado, No Shave November is over. So, mama, there goes that man. Tuning in early in the week because I've been bored and away from the toxicity of MMAX. I've been safely tucked on MMA Instagram and MMA Facebook. Bored, but safely tucked and out of the drama. I don't even know what the drama is this time because I didn't tune in. So, with that being said, shout out to the sponsors, NVStream.com. We are currently on break for the holidays, so there will be no selfless plug right here. NV Streams is always, though, for all of my viewing needs. So right now we're tuning in UFC 310, December 7th at the T-Mobile Arena. Early prelims will be at 6 p.m. Prelims will be at 8, and the main card, as you know, will be at 10. Now, this is one of those weird cards where the prelims and early prelims, to me, in my opinion, are actually better than the main card. Shambles for us. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Jumping into the star-studded prelim, the early prelims of this, we have Kennedy Nzechukwu. You know what I'm trying to say. 13-5, 4-1 in the last five, a minus 345 favorite. Coming off that stoppage of Chris Barnett with that leg injury, taking no damage in that fight, so that's why he's back so soon. Versus Bresky, 9-5. I actually have Kennedy ranging out Bresky for KO on this one, as I call it with the Beast Boy fight. So Kennedy by KO. We gonna move right along. Now we got something fun. We have wrestling versus jiu-jitsu and someone who is learning to strike and Chase Hooper. So you have the Carpenter Clay Guida versus Chase the Truth Hooper. 14-3 for Chase, 38-21 for Clay. Honestly, I have Guida edging out a decision because his striking's crisp. Chase's striking is getting there. So Chase isn't going to want to spend too much time on the feet with Clay. But Clay's wrestling and his cardio are A1. And I just feel like he's going to grind at a pace that Chase hasn't seen in his career yet. And I think this is going to be a great learning fight for Chase. And with some of the higher paces and some of the craftier veterans in the divisions as you start climbing that ladder toward the top. Especially with Clay being in there with people like Diego Sanchez and some of the other 155ers from back in the day. This is going to be a giant elite step for Chase Hooper in the bringing his game up to that next level. After Guida and Hooper, we're going to have Michael Chiesa and Max Griffin. 19-7 for Chiesa, 3-2 for Chiesa, 20-10 for Griffin, 4-1 in the last five for Griffin. I'm going Griffin by decision on this one. I wanted to go Griffin by KO, but Chiesa's really crafty. He does use his wrestling really well. If he gets hurt, he'll stall till he can get his wits about him. But I have Griffin by decision on that one. The next it's really hard for me on this next fight. Flyweight division. By the way, that was heavyweights, lightweights, welterweights, flyweights now. Flyweight division, we have Cody Durden, 17-6. Hopefully the beard is back from Mr. Durden, because mine is. No Shave November canceled. Welcome back, big boy, no more cold December. Hey, so versus Cody Durden, 17-6 versus Joshua Van, 11-2. Unfortunately, I have Van by KO on this one. Short, sweet, and to the point. I like both these guys. I respect both of these guys. I watch both of these guys all the time, but I have Van by KO because of his body work and his pace. Now, we have a catchweight fight for the next one, which is weird because they were scheduled to fight on the last card, which was a week ago, so apparently somebody couldn't stay away from the Thanksgiving dinners, which we have Chris Weidman versus Eric, your boy, Anders, 16-7 for Weidman, the iPoke King, from his last fight, and 16-8 for Eric, your boy, Anders. I got your boy by decision. I just think Father Time has caught up to Weidman and just that patient grinding style that Weidman used to use against the up-and-comers and some of the top elites of the division is exactly what Anders is going to use on him. And it's not going to be the most exciting fight in the world, but it's going to be technical. It's going to be a lot of good grappling exchanges, but I have Anders edging out that decision. Moving up to the prelims. Now, prelims, that's going to be 8 p.m. The first fight on these prelims it's a heartbreaker for me. It's going to be at the welterweight division. We have Randy Brown, 19-5 versus Brian Pooh Bear / Butcher Battle 12-2. I like Brown. I like Battle. I hate picking either one of these guys in this one, but due to overwhelming force and just never willing to quit on themselves, I have Brian Battle taking this one in a decision. Sorry, Randy. Like, sorry, Rude Boy. Like, I'm a Rude Boy fan. Don't get me wrong. Rude Boy, what them say now? You know, but I got Battle. Battle by decision. It's not going to be an easy fight for either one of them, but I think Battle's going to gut this one out. Not that Rude Boy can't, but Rude Boy relies a lot on his power and explosiveness, and Brian just, he can do that, but he really thrives in those dig deep fucking, like, who wants it more battles. So, Brian Battle by decision. That moves us to the featherweight division. Evloev versus Aljo, 18-0 for Evloev, 24-4 for Aljo. I have Aljo by backpack decision. I don't think he's going to submit Evloev. I don't think he's going to knock him out. And I don't think Aljo's, as a wily veteran, is going to get caught, by the up-and-coming 18-0. So I have Aljo by decision on that one. Even though it's a prelim fight, a lot of people are going to use it for a bathroom break. It should be pretty good back and forth on the ground. Which will move us forward to the welterweight division, which will be Vicente Luque, 22-10, versus Themba Gorimbo, stepping in on short notice to replace Nick Diaz. Speedy recovery to Nick. Don't know what he's going through. Hope we see you again, but I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I do not think we will see Nick Diaz scheduled on a card or performing on a card again. I think the Diaz army is slowly but surely taking that ride toward the sunset, and we will not see Nick at least anymore. So, with that being said, 14-4 for Themba Gorimbo. Thank you for stepping up on short notice. Thanks to The Rock for getting Themba in front of us, honestly. Thank you, Dwayne Johnson. With that being said, I have Gorimbo by TKO. Luque hasn't been the same since he fought Goff Neal and got that brain hemorrhage. He just, even in that Buckley fight, he took a couple shots and it just seemed to just turn the Microsoft Windows off. So Luque hasn't been the same since that fight. So I have Gorimbo by TKO on this one because Gorimbo hits hard. Now if it gets to the ground, it's a different fight, but everything starts on the feet. And if Gorimbo lands early, it's gonna be lights out for Luque, which is gonna lead me to the next fight. Light heavyweight division. Honestly, this could be a retirement match. If we're going to be TKO WWE style, this should be the retirement match. It's going to be Dominic Reyes, 13-4 versus Anthony Smith, 38-20. Smith's coming off that win against Vitor Petrino, who is also getting ready to fight, coming up soon on that Tampa card. I don't actually remember the last time we seen Reyes. I think it was a knockout over Ryan Spann, I believe. But I think that was closer to 2023, 2022-ish. Don't quote me on that. I remember the Reyes losses to the Jays, John, Yuri, Jan. You know what I mean? Don't remember much after that. But Battle of the Retirement, I actually have Reyes coming out on top of this one with a KO. Like, he's going to get back in that driver's seat with a big left hand. But honestly, I think they both should just go ahead and retire. That's my opinion. I like Anthony Smith as a combatant, but I believe, that time for him to compete at that top level was when he was fighting with John Jones, Chael Sonnen, and all of that. I'm not saying he can't compete at that level, but it's going to be tough to wrestle the belt away from any of these guys up there now. All right, moving on to the featherweight division, we're going to have Nate the Train Landwehr versus Doohoo Choi. Nate the Train is 18-5, Doohoo Choi is 15-4. And due to that zombie style that comes from overseas, that Doohoo Choi is the Korean zombie and the super Korean Superboy Shavkat. And a lot of these guys from overseas like to fight. I got Nate the Train just steamrolling, buddy. Could be wrong, Nate the Train by KO. Moving on, we've got Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell versus Kron Gracie, 5-2 for Gracie, 16-3 for Bryce Mitchell. It's going to be a stalemate on the ground. I got Mitchell by TKO, probably elbows or something like that. This is the main card, by the way. It doesn't seem like it, but this is the main card. Right. I didn't even announce it because it didn't look like it to me. Then we have Cyril Gane and Volkov 2, 12-2 for Gane, 38-10 for Volkov. I got Gane going the same way. This time instead of sub, it's going to be TKO for Gane on the ground. Then we have Shavkat versus Ian Gary, 18 up, 18 down for Shavkat, 15 up, 15 down for Gary. Shavkat by sub. I don't think it's going to get much done on the feet. I think it's all going to go to that ground game work, and I have Shavkat by sub, unfortunately, for Ian Gary. Next is going to be the main event of the evening, flyweight division, 28-5, Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Azakora, 21-4. I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything about Kai Azakora except for he's been knocking people out all over other scenes, regionals, and pro over elsewhere. I didn't put any research in the Kai Azakora. I watched the highlights, and I was thoroughly impressed by highlights, but we know how highlights are. They're highlights for a reason. So Pantoja by decision, as always. And, after this one, 7 days of Yanez, the team captain here, and we will see you on the next one.